In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, my beautiful YouTube family. This is a famous and somewhat mysterious quote attributed to Ali ibn Abi Talib. I know the paths of the heavens better than the paths of the earth. This statement is documented in an 11th century book called Nahjul Balagha, written by a prominent scholar of his time, Sayyid Sharif Razi. In this book, Sharif Razi compiled a selection of sermons and letters of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Note that this compilation does not include all of his sermons, but only some of them. Specifically, those delivered during the Caliphate in the Mosque of Kufa. Among these sermons, in sermon number 187, O people, before the turmoil arrives that will trample even the reins underfoot, before the confusion that will rob people of their intellect, ask me whatever you wish, before you lose me, for I know the paths of the heavens better than the paths of the earth. This statement has been interpreted in various ways by scholars and individuals alike. Some say that Ali ibn Abi Talib meant he had deeper knowledge of divine commands than worldly affairs. Others argue that he was referring to his vast understanding of jurisprudence. Yet some outright dismiss these narrations as fabricated, claiming that Ali never made such a statement. Now when it comes to the claim that Ali never said this, there is indeed disagreement among scholars. However, let me suggest something. If you ever engage in public discussion or invite people to Islam, you will encounter individuals who, even when presented with verses from the Quran or Hadith, will find ways to disagree. So naturally, when it comes to quote from a human authored book like Nahjul Balagha, such disagreement are expected. As for the question of whether Hazrat Ali was referring to divine knowledge or worldly matters, let us keep one thing in mind. Ali ibn Abi Talib had profound knowledge of both. After all, he was Khalif. Moreover, in this same sermon, he warns about a turmoil that would trample reins and impair intellect. This makes it unlikely that by paths of the heavens, he was referring solely to religious knowledge. To make this discussion simple and engaging for my YouTube family, which consists of people of all ages and backgrounds, I'll set aside the technical debates and scholarly disagreements. Instead, I'll dive straight into the topic of Ali ibn Abi Talib's unparalleled knowledge in his reference to the paths of the heavens. Believe me, by the end of this video, you are going to enjoy it, inshallah. What was the status of Ali ibn Abi Talib's knowledge? Ali ibn Abi Talib held a distinguished rank of knowledge among the companions of the Prophet Muhammad. He was one of the few who memorized the entire Quran during the lifetime of Prophet. On one occasion, Ali himself stated, I can tell you above every verse of the Quran, whether it was revealed during the day or the night, on a mountain or in a plain, and I can explain for whom and why it was revealed. Remarkable. This remarkable insight placed Ali among the highest scholars of Quranic exegesis. Among the topmost knowledgeable companions, his name, along with Abdullah ibn Abbas, is always included. Let me share significant testimony about Ali's knowledge. Masruq ibn al-Ashtar, a prominent tabi. I once made an important observation for new viewers. Let me clarify that the tabi'in were those who learned directly from the Sahaba. Masruq was known for his passion for seeking knowledge from a very young age. Imam al-Shabi once remarked, "I never seen a child more eager for knowledge than Masruq." Masruq was so highly regarded by al-Mumineen Aisha that she referred to him as her adopted son. He once stated, "In my quest for knowledge, I studied under all the Sahaba. I observed that 6 companions of the Prophet had achieved the pinnacle of knowledge." The 6 companions he mentioned were Ali ibn Abi Talib, Umar ibn al-Khattab, Abdullah ibn Masud, Muad ibn Jabal, Zaid ibn Thabit, Abu Darda. Masruq further added, "When I compared the knowledge of these 6, I found that the knowledge of 2 of them surpassed all others, Ali ibn Abi Talib and Abdullah ibn Masud." But the question arises, where did Ali acquire such profound divine knowledge? The answer lies with our beloved Prophet Muhammad. Yes, Ali's profound knowledge stemmed not only from his personal diligence but also from a special dua, prayer, made by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. 2 companions are famously known for being blessed with the Prophet's prayer for their knowledge: Abdullah ibn Abbas and Ali ibn Abi Talib. This incident is recorded in Tabaqatul Kubra, a significant 9th century book. When the Prophet was about to send Ali to Yemen, Ali expressed his concerns, saying, "O Messenger of Allah, you are sending me to a people who are both senior and ancient in their ways. I fear I may not perform my duties well as a judge." In response, the Prophet placed his blessed hand on Ali's chest and made this dua: "O Allah, guide Ali's heart and strengthen his tongue with wisdom." After this incident, Ali testified, "By the one who split the grain and created life, I never experienced difficulty in judgment after that day." This prayer transformed Ali in the most knowledgeable scholars in Medina concerning Imam al-Qada, the science of judgment. The term Qazi later derived from this term. The impact of the Prophet dua is evident from the titles later given to these 2 companions. Abdullah ibn Abbas was referred to as the ocean of knowledge, while Ali was known as the gate to the city of knowledge. In Al-Mustadrak al-Hakim, there is a famous hadith in which the Prophet said, "I am the city of knowledge and Ali is its gate." Hence, questioning the depth of Ali knowledge is not something that benefits us as believers. Now, let's delve into the profound saying where Imam Ali mentions, "I have more knowledge of the parts of the sky than the parts of the earth." To fully grasp the depth of this statement, we need to refer to the original Arabic text of Nahjul Balagha, where Imam Ali states, "I know the parts of the sky better than the parts of the earth," which also appears in the Quran in Surah Al-Muminun, verse number 1, chapter 23. Turaq. The key term here is وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا فَوْقَكُمْ سَبْعَ طَرَائِقَ وَمَا كُنَّا عَنِ الْخَلْقِ غَافِلِينَ. And we created above you 7 paths, and we are not unaware of our creation. In general English translation, this is often interpreted as 7 heavens. However, with all due respect, the terms heaven is typically rendered the Quran with the specific. For instance, in Surah Nuh, chapter 71, verse number 15, Sama or Samawat. Sama or Samawat words Do you not see how Allah created seven heavens, one above another? Must have a slightly different taraik than sama. If the word heavens is specifically implication from a deep dive into 44 commentaries and interpretations, I've identified three primary meaning of taraik. Seven heavens. This interpretation has already been excluded as heavens is always expressed in the Quran, sama or samawat using seven modes of recitation. Kirat refers to the seven modes of Quran recitation taraik. Some scholars suggest that while the idea of seven Kirat it's supported by authentic hadith, context here involves creations, takhliq, not recitation. Thus, this interpretation does not fit well. Paths or routes for travel. Based on extensive research across 17 Arabic dictionaries from the 8th century to modern times, including sources like Kitab al-Ghain, Taj al-Lugha, and Lisan al-Arab, word taraik, the consistent definition of word taraik is a path that is specifically prepared or made smooth for travel, free from obstacles, and suitable for things to ascend or descend. Simply put, the Quran confirmed the existence of seven pathways above us, which are traversed by angels and other creations. These seven significant pathways described in Surah Al-Mu'minun are not just theoretical. The Prophet Muhammad himself referred to these as the doors of the heavens. For example, Ibn Abbas narrated in a hadith from Sahih Muslim 1877. One day while Jibril was with the Prophet, a loud sound came from above. Jibril raised his head and said, "Today a door has opened in the sky that has never been opened before. Through it descended an angel who had never come to earth before." This hadith supports the idea of celestial doors or pathways that are used by angels to travel and through which divine decrees and blessings ascend and descend. Mentioned in the Quran are real, purposeful, and taraik. These seven celestial paths, the intricately linked to the system of the heavens. They serve as a reminder of the divine order and the mysteries that lie beyond our earthly understanding. In the 13th century, there lived a scholar in Khorasan named Sheikh Sadul Din al-Taftazani. Although he had a slight speech impediment, his profound knowledge was like an expansive ocean. At just 16-year-old, he wrote his first book on Arabic language and logic titled Sharul Tasriful Izzi. One particularly remarkable paragraph in this book discusses the miraculous event of the Miraj, the Prophet Muhammad ascension. Allow me to simplify and translate this paragraph into easy English, as the original Arabic might be a bit challenging to grasp. In this page, Sheikh Sadul Din delves into the extraordinary nature of the heavens and the opening through which the Prophet, peace be upon him, ascended. He explained that the heavens opening up is not an impossibility. Only those who deny the existence of paradise and hell would reject such an occurrence. He further elaborates that these heavenly gateways open and close. It was through these openings that Angel Jibril descended from the heavens to Mecca in an instant. Denying the possibility of these gateways is akin to denying the existence of Angel Jibril himself. For those who find it hard to follow the word-for-word translation, here is a simplified explanation. Sheikh Saduddin argues that the heaven have pathways that open and close, and only those with weak faith or limited understanding of Allah's greatness deny their existence. Angels like Jibril traverse these paths in mere moments, descending from the heaven to earth. To deny this path is to deny the mechanism through which angels operate. In modern terms, many people refer these pathways as wormholes or portals, but Sheikh Saduddin calls them the heavenly gateways because this is what Allah and His messengers name them. Now, how to do these gateways open and close? There are two possible explanations, one rooted in scientific principle and the other in divine power. Allow me to briefly touch upon both. From a scientific viewpoint, creating a small rift in the heavens would require an unimaginable amount of energy. To give you a general idea, if we could generate energy at the scale of 10 raised to 16 electron volts within heavens, we might manage to create tiny tears or fissures. However, the machine required to produce such energy would need to be colossal, approximately 9.46 trillion kilometers in size. For context, the Large Particles Accelerator we currently have is the Large Hadron Collider at the France-Switzerland border, which is only 27 kilometers long compared to the required scale. This machine is utterly insignificant. Imagine the extreme power needed to open such a pathway to exit the boundaries of the heavens. This aligns with Quranic verses from Surah Rahman, chapter 55, verse 33. O assembly of jinn and men, if you are able to penetrate beyond the realms of the heavens and the earth, then do so, but you cannot pass except by Allah's authority. This verse highlights the sheer intensity of power required, referred to as Sultan. Allahu Akbar. A term signifying domination, authority, or extreme power of Allah. Even if humanity somehow managed to produce the scientific energy required, divine permissions and power are still essential to access these pathways. The subsequent verse in Surah Rahman warns that even if humans and jinn attempt such feats, they would face fiery blast and molten brass, which they cannot withstand. This emphasizes that no angel or being can open this pathway without declaring, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. There is no power or might except through Allah. This underscores a profound truth. Accessing these heavenly gateways require not just extraordinary power but also Allah's explicit will and authority. This is the divine explanation of the pathways that can open the heaven. Now let me touch on something else that's critical when discussing these pathways. Black holes. I know many of you are already familiar with black holes, so explaining them from scratch would be a waste of time. However, since this video is watched by people of all ages from the 5-year-old to seniors in their 60s, it's important to briefly outline the concept for those who may not be familiar. In simple terms, a black hole is like a dark, bottomless pit in our universe, a place so powerful and mysterious that no one knows what lies inside. Entire stars, galaxies, and even worlds can fall into black holes. But where do they go? To this day, no one knows. No spacecraft or satellite has ever entered a black hole, and we've never even directly seen one, except for once in 2019. You may remember the groundbreaking news at that time using synchronized telescope worldwide. NASA captured an image of a black hole at the center of the galaxy M87. That was a historic moment, but that's all we know. What happened to objects that fall into a black hole? No one has the answer. Even if we could observe black hole, it would appear as a dark void, an endless black abyss. We don't know what lies beyond it or where the objects entering it go. Based on my understanding and after extensively reading astrophysics literature, I believe that even if black holes act as pathways to somewhere, they are fundamentally different from the heavenly pathways, the turuk. They are not the same thing. If black holes are indeed pathways, they are chaotic and unpredictable. Think of roulette wheel in an arcade. You spin the wheel and throw the dice, but no one knows where it will land. Similarly, if someone were to enter a black hole, they would have no idea where they might emerge. Of course, it's nearly impossible for anyone to survive the extreme gravity of black hole, but even hypothetically, if someone could enter it alive, they would never know where they would end up. In contrast, the turuk, the pathway of the heavens, are sophisticated, smooth, and illuminated. These are pathways of certainty, where those who traverse them, like angels, know exactly where they are headed. These pathways lead beyond the confines of our universe to entirely different realms. Now coming back to the black holes, there is one more crucial point. Black holes are not accidental. They are not random occurrences. Clearly they serve purpose. Think about it. Stars, galaxies, and worlds fall into black holes and never return. This suggests they are being transported somewhere else. Where? We don't know. But it's evident that they are moving through the black hole to another destination. Are black holes accidental pits that randomly formed in our universe? Absolutely not. In this finely tuned universe where everything operates with precision, nothing is accidental. Our entire cosmos is governed by 57 fundamental constant numbers that never change, like the speed of light, the mass of an electron, and the electromagnetic force. These constants ensure that nothing in the universe is excessive or deficient. This fine-tuning of the universe confirms that black holes are not accidental. They serve a purpose. What is that purpose? Scientifically, we don't know yet now, but divine literature gives us some clues and theories. Inshallah, I'll share these insights in a future video dedicated entirely to black holes. Now let's return to our original topic, the pathways of the heaven. Among the 44 interpretations I mentioned earlier, one comes from Tafsir Usmani. In this tafsir, there is a narration attributed to Abu Huraira radhiyallahu anhu. He narrated an incident where all the engaged in conversation, peace be upon him, companions were sitting around the Prophet Muhammad. Asked, "Do you know that what these suddenly clouds appeared in the sky?" The companions had surely seen rain clouds before, of course, but their eagerness to learn was so profound that they humbly replied, "Allah and His Messenger knows best." The Prophet explained, "These are clouds that bring rain to the earth." Then he asked, "What is above them?" Once again, the companions genuinely replied, "We don't know. Allah and His messengers know best." The Prophet said, Above them is a protected ceiling and a beard weave keep these. The Prophet terms in mind specifically, especially beard weave, as they will become very important in future videos. Then explained, above this is a sky, the distance to which would take 500 years to traverse. Above that is the second sky, then the third, and so on, enumerating all even 7 skies. This hadith was classified as gharib by Imam Tirmidhi. Now I understand that many people might misunderstand the term gharib as implying the hadith is weak or unreliable, but that's not the case. In 7th century Arabic, gharib mean unfamiliar or strange. When Imam Tirmidhi used the term gharib, he wasn't questioning the authenticity of the hadith. Instead, he was highlighting that the hadith contains unique terms like protected ceiling and beard weave that requires further study and interpretation. In simple words, Imam Tirmidhi was saying this hadith is correct, but it's opened new doors for research and understanding. Now let's focus the protected ceiling. Today, understanding this concept is not as challenging as it might have been centuries ago. Look up at the sky tonight and you'll see stars. But do you know how many layers and protections lie between you and those stars? These invisible barriers include some of the most robust and protective layers of our atmosphere. Let's break it down. From the Earth's surface to 6.5 miles is the troposphere, a thick, strong layer. Above that, up to 31 miles lies the stratosphere. Stratosphere, even more robust. Beyond that, extending 53 miles is another powerful layer, and then the most significant of them all, the thermosphere, which is 450 miles thick. This is where we witness the breathtaking beauty of the aurora, one of my favorite phenomena. Now, above all of these layers lies something referred to as the beard weave. What could these be? At this point, I'll conclude today's video as it's already about 30 minutes long, and I'm recording on a basic phone with limited storage space. I research with dedication and share my findings with love. To continue this work, I only ask 2 things of you. Please keep me in your prayers. Support my research effort by liking this video. The beautiful knowledge can reach the rest of our YouTube family, inshallah. Until next time, Allah Hafiz.